Hello, I think we're live. This is my
Yep,
first
we
time
are
using
live.
this is my first time using StreamYard. So a little behind the curtain is that my laptop died today, so that's pretty convenient. So I do this on my phone. So we're trying to figure out how to do the countdown on the phone option. Apparently there isn't. So we just went straight to live. So if you're looking for the countdown and the sound effects, you get neither. You just get us straight away. So isn't that exciting? Also, shout out to Apple for not working on days that you need it. But anyway, that's a different story. We had the pleasure of welcoming David Chen onto the program, and he was kind enough to take the time to chat with us. And I have to send him the YouTube link so his friends and family can watch this. So let me do that quickly while Evans does his intro. But if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Paul, based in Toronto, make a lot of stuff, vlogs, documentaries, co-host this show with Evans and Bryan, who is in here. And if you don't know what my channel's about, check it out after, because you're on it, so it's pretty convenient. And I'll throw that to Evans, and let me grab the YouTube link. Evans, over to you.
Awesome. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Jack.
Welcome. It's another Wednesday. We're here as usual. Open shutter. It's going to be another interesting conversation. So hang around. If you don't know who I am, my name is Evans. I'm based in Brampton, Ontario. I'm a videographer, photographer. I do weddings and events. On my YouTube channel, I do a lot more of video stuff, rigging your camera, configuring gimbals, and how-to videos on how to get the best out of your gear. So if you are into that stuff, you can check out my channel. Links is in the description of this video. So yeah, we're gonna have some interesting conversations today as usual. So stay tuned.
Yep. Yes. David, I just sent the YouTube link in the private chat. If you want to fire that off, they can just hit that link and they can watch this magic unfold. Yes. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good conversation. Maybe David, for the viewers, maybe just a quick intro about yourself.
Sure. Hello, my name is David.
Once you're all settled in there.
Oh, yeah. Hello, my name is David. I am currently a music student studying in Western University in London, Ontario. Yeah. And I'm currently 22 years old, but I have been doing photography as a hobby since I was very small, and since first year in university, now it's turning to my second job.
Yeah, love that.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Maybe you want to tell the people what instrument you play, because I think it's pretty fascinating.
Sure. If you didn't see my
if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, sort of very low pixel 240p.
It's crisp, man. Yeah. It's crisp on the phone.
Thank you. But I play the violin as my major in performance studies.
Love that. So cool, man.
Thank you.
Very cool. Yeah, typically how we kind of do these little podcasts is I always kind of want to know a little bit about your story. So maybe was there how did you get into photography, I guess? Was there a certain moment or time, or did your family kind of start you off when you were a kid?
Sure. I started doing photography since I was a very young kid, I think. I still remember the time I actually begged my mother to just rent me $1 to buy a reusable Kodak camera, one of those plastic focus-free film camera. And I was playing around in my house, just pretending to take photos, but without knowing what actually you have to put film inside to take pictures.
Yeah, important.
Yeah, very important. And then that started going off. And also my uncle, shout out to him as well. He's one of my inspirations when I was a kid. He's a professional wedding/event photographer. And I learned a great deal working when I was young, learning with him how to take photos and settings and exposure, actually. Very, very important as a film photographer since I was a kid. And now I'm using what he taught me from the experience to continue with my passion in photography.
Wow.
He now currently resides in Prague in Czech Republic.
Is that right?
Yes.
Have you been there?
No, I plan to stay there for if I can study there for my master's degree. But then we'll see what happens because they are very tough. It's Europe for music is a very tough crowd. I just say that.
Really? Eh? How come?
There's a lot of competition just from the residents in Europe that they're just so talented, and I am a simple 22-year-old music student in Canada that never been into a crowd like that before. So they're very
interesting, right? Because like photography and like music, like they're very creative, but they're also very competitive too, right? So I just find that fascinating that you do both.
Yes, for sure.
Takes a lot of discipline.
Yes, very busy schedule. That's just
no doubt, man. I'm not sure if I can share my screen off the phone option, but I don't know if you want, maybe if you want to show people your Instagram and maybe some photos that you kind of like or that kind of have a story to them or that important to you.
Sure. Actually, if I can share my screen on my Instagram here.
Yeah, whatever you want to. It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to share.
Here, actually, let's see if I can do it. Share screen. Yep, this one here. Oh, there you go. Is it working?
I should have the option, right? Banner. Oh, here's the brand. Did you share your screen?
Yes, I did.
You did, eh? Oh boy.
I don't think I have it anymore on my Google Drive, unfortunately. But it was a shot that I took when I was have a road trip from Guangzhou, China, to drive 24 kilometers all the way to Tibet, which is like 2,400 kilometers away.
Really?
Yes, it was a 10-day drive, and it was probably one of the most amazing experience that I had in my life.
Really?
Yes.
And you don't have these photos?
Oh, I do. It's just that, unfortunately, I don't have it on my Google Drive or on my Instagram for some reason.
Weird, man. Crazy.
There is one that I can see right now, but it's a very poorly edited one, so I don't really want to show it to everyone.
No worries. Is your screen still shared?
No, it's not shared.
Can you reshare it? Because I'm trying to see where I can pick it up so I can put it in the stream. But like,
oh, he left. Also, Evan, I think your mic is muted as well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, Paul is back now.
Yeah, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Like everything's all messed up. This is kind of how we're gonna roll today.
No worries.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Awesome.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Cool, buddy. So like any photos that stand out to you?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat?
Like any photos that like you like in particular, or?
Oh, I am very interested into something like concert backstage photographies, like for example.
All right, see some. Okay, concert backstage. All right.
Yes, and they're some of those are taking while in the middle of performance. So
in the middle.
Yes.
In the middle. So aren't they supposed to be like focused?
Yes,
I love it.
It's a very challenging, especially when I'm using a rangefinder.
Is this film or digital?
Digital.
Film or digital?
This is shot like a M10.
Oh.
Are you one of those privileged Leica shooters?
I wish. I only can wish.
Nice shot, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Beautiful. If I want to say if I'm specialized in a certain area, this will be what I specialize in.
Really, eh?
Like behind
So
the
what's
scene.
behind the scenes? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Roy.
So yeah.
So what's been your favorite concert so far to shoot?
I would say actually, in contrasting, it's a lot of classical music concerts. I feel like rock concerts in a photography sense, it's very hard. In actually, that's why I such idolize a very famous photographer called Jim Marshall. Is that they're very high pace and very like eccentric kind of stuff, and it's very difficult to take shots of like a rock concert. But when something like similar to like a classical music concert, it's like there's actually a lot of meaning when you are singing with the words and with the music, that it actually takes a kind of a zen kind of area.
Right.
Like photos of it.
Yeah, it's all about just like capturing that moment, eh?
Yes.
Like getting that moment, especially during like a live performance, man, there's power to that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, like it's and like what lens are you using for these shoots?
I mostly use I would be using either an extremely wide angle lens for very kind of very kind of, I don't know how to explain to it, but like a very cinematic kind of way, like a very wide lens, or a 35 to 50 lens that I can just use for something similar to like a street photography kind of documentary perspective of a musician that's playing, or something like 50 where I can really go into their face and then take shots of it.
Roy's asking 15 mil 2.8.
Oh no, that would be the 16 mil 2.8 from Fuji.
16 mil 2.8, right?
Yeah, 16 mil. Yeah, so that's close enough. It's very close enough.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, it's all about just like trying to tell the story, right? Like it's documentary, street photography or backstage concert shoots. Still kind of same approach, right? So I guess that's how you kind of like approach your shoots. Like you're trying to tell a story, right? Is that accurate?
Yes. One example I did is there was a concert that our school at Western University has performed. It was right at the crisis during the Ukraine this year, and they were doing the concert while singing the songs that was being sang a long time ago, and as a in Ukraine.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough to be a backstage photographer during the dress rehearsal, and it was very, very kind of emotional, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like it's not photojournalism, but it's close.
Yes, very. Yes.
It's interesting, man.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it just seems like everything's kind of back to normal. So do you have like concerts like lined up this year to shoot, or?
It will vary depending on what my schedule will be, because even though I am a photographer by trade as a second job, but my main job will be still my career in performance. And I would say it also depending on how my university takes place.
Because, I guess.
Yeah, it will be
nice.
Very.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You gotta see how it plays out, right?
Yes.
Now, what's like your dream concert? Like any show that you can shoot?
I would say, I'm not sure if anybody knows this. It will be the concert coming up in June 26th with Joe Hisaishi conducting the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. Which, if you didn't know who Joe Hisaishi is, he's a very prolific Japanese, I would say anime, but it's not really an anime, but a very prolific Japanese film score composer.
June 26th?
June 26th. Yes.
Are you going to that?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, I only got the news of him coming to Toronto about a month ago, and the price of those tickets has been skyrocketed to like $500 a
criminal
ticket.
That's criminal.
Yeah,
that's criminal. That's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad. Damn. Excellent. I mean, yeah, like how, like, just I guess maybe who inspires you for like photography? Like, do you get any kind of like inspiration for how you approach shots?
For sure. I would say at the beginning, obviously, it's my uncle who was doing a lot of wedding and event photography, and I learned a lot from him. But I would say most of my inspiration comes with people like Henry Cartier-Bresson and also Joe Meyerowitz with his shot work. And it's amazing shots. And also currently, actually, it's your favorite Hollywood backstage photographer Greg Williams, who is his 28 mil lens to basically shooting every famous celebrities at the moment. So took a lot of approach from him, and it's great. Their shots.
I mean, exactly. Like it's always good to get that kind of like inspiration to because we always say on this show, it's like, you can use social media for good or you can use like social media for bad, but if you can use it for good and like get like and like learn and actually like ask people like how they did certain shots, it's better. It's a better approach in terms of using sorts like social media. So
for sure.
So excellent, man. So what do you got? Like what I know we talked about offline, but like what do you like more, like playing the violin or like photography? Like if you had to pick something like today, like what would you pick if you had to pick something to do?
It would be a very difficult decision, but I would say
gotta pick it though.
Yeah, I would say I would take violin because it is very difficult at the moment because doing masters and stuff. But I would say a lot of performance art kind of perspective that also can be visualized with visual arts.
Who's Linda Sterling? Manchester-based artist and photographer. Does she play the violin?
I'm not sure who that is. Sorry.
Linda Sterling.
Let me Google.
I don't know who that is, Roy, but is she on Instagram? I don't know who that is. Maybe she's a concert shooter or something. If she's on Instagram, let us know and then we can look her up. But yeah, man, cool. Who do you like in terms of like concert photography? Like there's a lot of good like concert photographers. Like does anyone like stand out to you?
It might be a hot take, but I actually, for the stuff that I specialize in, such as like doing documentary and those kind of stuff, I really don't follow what their style is.
I'm
very one of those people that are very you have to have your own kind of originality when it comes to and stuff. And I particularly like to don't have a style because I want to slot into the performance perspective of the photos, but instead of being my own style, I would say.
Okay. I know that makes sense. I guess maybe for people that want to do like concert photography, like what advice would you give them? Like what challenges are there in doing like concert photography? And like what advice would you give people that want to get into it?
First thing you have to do is to get the press pass for a concert.
Oh yeah, press pass. I just make that at home.
Yeah, for sure. There are so many instances of me going to the backstage and they just shouting at me.
Press
like,
pass.
What are you doing? Stop taking photos.
Who are you? What are you doing backstage? Oh, I'm the photographer. I'm with the band.
Yeah. And first thing, that's the entirely first thing that you should be doing. Whether
press pass. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously it's a press pass. But second thing is I would say to live with the performance. Don't just be taking photos and just, oh, that's your job, that's it. Like, I would take photos, some good photos of the performance, wherever, but actually study and also listen to the music that has been played. What's the meaning behind the music, and also
research.
Do some research.
You're talking about research. You're talking about research outside of the show.
Yes, I would say.
Okay.
For example, for that Song of Ukraine concert, I was looking at the lyrics and also the songs that was played, and do some research, and that kind of research decided on what my shots and also coloring for like after minutes, what will be. Because if you don't know what your subject is doing, or actually what they're saying or singing, then you're, in some way, your photos are, I would say, sort of meaningless. I would say it's a very hot topic.
Right.
Yes.
You need a plan, basically.
Yes, for sure.
You need a plan. So do the research, and I guess maybe know where your subjects will be in advance. Like, do you have to get like a seating chart? Like, how do you, like, you know what I mean? Like, how would you approach that? Like, where people sit and stuff?
Actually, I don't take photos of people that are sitting. It's mostly for people that are performing. So, and mostly they consist of sitting. They not sitting, but like standing. So
standing.
I'm not sure how to answer that question.
Yeah, but are there certain like angles though that are better? Like, are there certain angles that are just, I don't know. I'm just brainstorming, but like, I don't know, like getting a better angle instead of like going over here. You got to go over here to get the better angle. So you got to know where to go in advance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yes, I would say very quick tip is either you get a very, very wide angle lens to take
to get everything,
take off everything, or you get a very from a short tele to a long tele kind of lens if they actually from what the comment section says, that promote approved by the promoter.
Press pass details, right? Details.
Yes. Actually, some of the promoter that I seen or I've heard before, that because I at the moment I only work for my university. Some of the promoters that I heard that doesn't allow certain types of photography being on stage, for example, and so you will be requiring some long telephoto lens or some sort to take photos all the way back.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's, you never know. 10 feet can make all the difference. So always get to know where to go in advance. Like, you gotta, like, again, like we said at the start, like if you want to capture a moment, you got to be in the right place at the right time. So you have to be in the right place so you can get the right moment. Because if you're not in the right place, then you're gonna miss the moment and all these details and all that stuff. So
also have the right gear, I would say.
Of course.
Actually, I'm also one of those people that promotes gear doesn't really matter, but sometimes when you
it matters when it matters. It matters when it matters.
But I have seen a lot of great photography. Actually, I was in Halifax the past 2 weeks.
You were just there.
Yes. Doing the Scotia Fest of Music in Halifax. Also, by the way, shout out to all the people at Scotia Fest. They're amazing.
Are they? Love it. Do you have any photos that you want to share from there?
No, at the moment I'm still editing a lot of these.
All
right. But I have seen. There's also a photographer there. Sorry, I can't remember her name, but she was using a very standard lens, and the photos that came out of it, it's just amazing. They're very amazing lens. They just using a normal lens, like an 18 to 135, and the photos are very nice.
Yeah, of course. If you can nail the composition, you're golden, man.
Yes.
It's all about composition. It's more than half the battle. So, especially at a concert when you only have like one chance to get something. It's not like where it's a stage shoot where you can like direct someone. It's like, no, you got one chance to get this, and that's it.
For sure.
That's exciting, man. So how's Halifax? Do you like it better than Toronto? Be honest.
I would say it's a lot more comfortable like at the moment than Toronto with the weather.
Yeah. I bet.
The temperatures there are just it's quite the night's quite chilling, but then just the morning you just have a stroll with just have very comfortable right now. So
yeah. Did you go shoot the city at all?
Yes, I was shooting
the city.
I was shooting. I live in a student residence in Dalhousie University, so it's only a 10-minute walk from Dalhousie residence to the
beautiful man. It's a beautiful campus, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different vibe out east, man.
Yes.
Different vibe, right?
Their houses are very colorful.
Yeah, no, it's great for photos, man. Especially in the fall. In the fall. It's excellent. So Bryan, who's not with us, but he's from out east, so he can vouch.
Nice.
Also,
their seafood are very amazing as well.
I know. It's the best, eh?
Yeah,
it's the best. Awesome. What do you use to edit photos usually?
Sorry, can you repeat?
What do you use to edit photos usually?
Oh, mostly using Lightroom. I had a year of just doing it on Capture One because I was using Fuji most of the time. That's my work.
Yeah.
But then the editing doesn't really up to my what my preference is. So I had to switch back to Lightroom.
Whatever works for you, man. We've had many debates about editing software on this show. So spend hours just debating editing software.
Yeah, I've also seen some people actually even just shooting video or stuff. They are using DaVinci Resolve, and they were actually just doing a lot of comparison between shooting on Premiere or
DaVinci or Final Cut, whatever, man. Whatever gets the job done.
For sure.
It's all the whatever it gets. Yeah, like Evans uses different stuff. Like it's just whatever.
Depending on what I'm doing. I choose between Capture One and Lightroom all the time. I prefer Lightroom when I'm doing wedding stuff because there's a lot of images. I think the organization in Lightroom makes it easier for me to process weddings faster in Lightroom. When I'm doing studio shots, I prefer to use Capture One. Same thing when it comes to video editing. There's certain things I prefer to do in DaVinci Resolve than in Premiere. So I bounce between all those depending on what I need.
Nothing wrong with that.
All the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep.
Whatever gets the job done, man.
Yep.
Actually, there's one more thing to add is that it's very important when you are editing photos that you have a second-hand opinion because
non-biased.
Yeah, non-biased review. By the way, shout out to the unofficial Leica Discord server for helping me all these times. There's a very small, well, I don't want to say small, but a very passionate Leica Discord user.
Yeah.
There was a server that's basically there's a lot of amazing photographers there, whether or not they shoot Leica or not, that they will give you some amazing opinions with using how to edit photos, how to framing photos or compose. I have learned so many things from just being there as seeing how people would edit and also shoot, and it's amazing. There are a bunch of amazing people there.
The Leica Discord server.
Yes. Shout out to them. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Well, I'm not part of the group, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know. Miracles do happen.
Yes.
Speaking of Discord, are you into NFTs?
Sorry?
Speaking of Discord, are you into NFTs at all?
Nah, I'm not.
Nothing? No interest?
I'm very. I will be considered as an old man when it comes to something like this.
Really?
I'm not very.
Man.
Corner NFT.
Missing out.
Yeah, I know. I will be making some money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe. Well, yeah. maybe like last month, maybe not recently, but
yeah, maybe recently. I saw there's a news that the Bitcoin price have been dropped.
yeah, it all, I don't know. The market's crashing, man.
Ah, damn.
Just strange things are happening. So, but 3 months ago, we would all have been retired.
Yes.
So
yeah, I have so many friends that told me about their. Oh, actually, it was last year or something. During the GameStop stock.
yeah,
That was a fun time. A lot of my friends paid up their student debt, or like even sometimes buying
really,
a house in Toronto.
really, off NFTs,
off the GME stock. The GameStop.
off that stock, really?
Yeah. During
Damn.
the GameStop crisis, they made like so much money from that. That was an interesting experience.
Wow, man, I missed out on that one.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. GameStop. All right, I gotta write that one down for future reference.
Maybe not anymore. I think.
Well, maybe not anymore. I think that ship has sailed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That ship has sailed. Oh well, kudos to them, man.
Yes.
You gotta take it when you can at this point.
Yes, for sure.
So for these shoots that you do for all these like concerts, like, do you send them these photos? Like, how do you send them? Like, do you have a process or?
Speaking from working as a photographer for Western University, is that
Yeah.
it's very dependent. I would say, depending on. So what I do is actually I just edited all the photos that I shot, and then I just send it to them.
Okay.
That's about it.
And do they ask for like changes, or they just accept it like that?
Sometimes they would, like, for example, depending on what they would be using. For example, if they're using it on, for example, social media like Instagram, they would be more preferable if the shot is in portrait.
Sure, of course.
Portrait
Yeah,
side.
of course.
So sometimes they'll have something like that, maybe, but most of the times I don't have any feedback, and they just like, oh yeah, they're good, they're great.
Give me feedback. I want to know what you really think.
Yeah.
Like you said about having like a second opinion, like it's just good to know, like where you're doing well and where there needs to be improvement, right? Because how else are you gonna know, like what to do next time?
Yes. That will be also for the Leica Discord again, because I have messed up so many shots.
Really?
They were grilling me all about it.
Were they?
Yeah,
they seem like a nice bunch.
Yes, they're very nice, but sometimes they're very funny as well.
Okay.
One specific example, if you are shooting rangefinder, one tip is that there are things such as headroom, because when you focus with the rangefinder, it's very different than focusing on a SLR, for example, that requires recomposition after you focus. But then sometimes you just being lazy and then you didn't shoot it and you didn't shot that, or you didn't recompose, then that will leave a lot of headrooms on your, and for example at the top of your shot or your bottom of the shot, and that will it's very distracting sometimes when your subject is so down far below or above the. So that's
how do you fix that? How do you fix that?
Oh, you just I think my great friend at Leica Discord is that stop using so much headroom, and you have to have your reminder to keep your shots, like recompose your shots every time you focus, I would say.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy.
That's one trick I learned earlier on when I used to shoot DSLRs. Because I remember when I started, I was started off with it Canon, the Rebel T5, and I think you only had 7 focus points, right? So you always have to have that mind that you're gonna focus and recompose so you can get the framing correct. Now, headroom stuff is very important, because I know that sometimes you want to use negative space, but for especially if you're doing portraits, people in there, and you have too much of the negative space, especially at the top, sometimes it doesn't look that flattering, right? So it's a habit that you got to get into. Granted, if you have a good camera with bigger megapixels, you can crop a little bit in camera to fix that. but it's better to get into the habit of knowing how much headroom I want to leave and stuff like that in camera.
Yes. Or a second opinion where they grilled you or roast you to death for having too much headspace. That's another very good.
Really?
Yeah.
No, well, it's art, man. It's art. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Just say it's art. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially. Go ahead.
Yeah, especially like for things such as very important, such as a concert shoot, because it will never happen ever again. That it's very important to. It's very adrenaline kind of rush kind of thing that you have to get the shot right at that single second, or else it will just everything will be ruined.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a rush. Like, you just have one chance to get something. So I can see like the allure to it, because when you nail it, it feels really good.
Yes.
I bet.
Yes.
It's a really good feeling when you really get that. It's like, oh, I really nailed that sucker. It's like nice. So you just want to keep doing more and more, right? So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. Cool. Yeah, no, it's a interesting world, concert photography, especially now that like things are opening up and like things seem to be like just it's gonna be a normal summer. So even just going to like all the summer festivals like downtown Toronto, there's always concerts there to shoot. Like you can just practice that way. Like you don't need to be hired by someone to do concerts.
For sure.
Go to a summer festival and just practice.
Yes.
And you can have like a portfolio.
Yep. That's exactly what I did when I was just started doing photography. That you always want to practice, even without a press pass or whatnot. Just practice.
Yeah, don't wait for the press pass. Just go to a free concert and just pretend you have the job.
Yes.
With like no pressure. It's the greatest thing because you just practice.
Yes. Even actually, that's even beneficial that you don't. Work with it
because there's no pressure on you. You just got to practice. You got to see if you can do it, right? Because if you don't have a portfolio to show someone, how do they know that you can do the job?
Yes,
you could say that you could do it, but like, where's the work? You know, that's what, like, I always say, like, don't wait for something. Just pretend you have a job and just do it and just see what happens.
Yes,
I think people want to have like the home run like right away, but you need to like. Get in the batting cage, and just practice, right? So that's what I would suggest to people is just go to like free outdoor concerts, even like going to concerts at like Scotiabank. I'm pretty sure you can bring your camera inside to Scotiabank.
I think so. Yeah, Scotiabank.
And just if you're really close up to the stage. Just practice that way and see what happens.
Yes.
I don't know. Just ideas, right?
Yes.
But just don't wait for something to happen because it doesn't really happen that way. You gotta like take the initiative, and just pretend you have gigs, and maybe you'll meet someone that can teach you whatever, do something a certain way, and also that we always say that's also the power of like meetup groups is if you join a meetup group like a concert photography meetup group. You can meet people and they can teach you, right?
Yes, for sure.
So,
the other thing that I would say is turn your phone off when you're shooting.
Turn your phone off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, always turn your phone off because when you're shooting in a very kind of focused situation, it's actually kind of distracting when you just have a notification or something.
Turn the phone off. That's all. Yeah, it's just rude for the people that are performing.
It's not just that. First of all, that's actually very important. I have so many stories to tell of people getting their phone ring and then distracting performance.
It's absolutely the most horrifying thing I can think of.
Yes. But secondly, it's even if your notifications off, you're looking down on your phone to like text or whatever instead of looking at the shots that you will be taking. And it's very what happened. The questions I always ask myself when I have the urge to look at my phone, because I'm also a very 22-year-old, very sociable guy. That you have to ask yourself the question when you're shooting is that what happens when you miss the shots when you're looking at your phone?
Exactly. Right? You always have to pay attention.
Yes. So you have to be
You always got to pay attention. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a great point, man. Turn the phone off.
That's
all the way off.
That's very, very, very important for events, right?
Yeah.
I've shot a couple of second shooters, and if you second shoot for me and I don't call you back, that could be one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Just because it's a wedding, it's an event. You can miss a moment, right?
Yes.
That 20 seconds you took to go check your phone, something important could have happened.
Yes.
And we missed that shot.
Yeah. There was a very tragical case that one of my friend told me back in the days of doing wedding photographies, that they're on their phone so like the first kiss, the shots, it's very very magical and very like
cannot miss it.
You cannot miss it. And the guy was literally looking at the phone on the thing while they did the first kiss, and they missed the shot.
Nah, geez.
Oh, it was that was a lesson and a half by itself.
Yeah,
like
not
shooting.
It's not a pleasant conversation.
Yeah,
it's a great point, man. Always pay attention.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's a good tip. You don't want to. You definitely don't want to miss the first kiss, because that will not be a fun time for you.
Yes. Also, the other one is dress. Actually, the other one is dress as that you're doing the job that you're doing. Actually, there's some cases of doing just event photography, and there's actually a very funny meme of people in China that they're actually taking their like very professional wedding photographer taking the shots, but then people just didn't know that you're the main photographer for the wedding.
Right.
Then they just runs over you and then use their phone to take shots instead.
Yeah.
So the other one is dress like that you are in with the job that you're doing, or else they just know that you're doing you're actually job.
Yeah, dress for the job that you're doing. Yeah, exactly. Don't be a slob.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Because you need to say, hey, this is it's work, right? Like especially if you're doing it for a client, like you need to dress appropriately.
Yeah.
Let people know that you're taking it seriously.
Yeah. There's so many cases of people just for sure, maybe that they don't know that you're the hired photographer for the shots.
Yeah.
And they just ask you, push you away and take the shot instead because they didn't know that you're.
Because they didn't realize. Yeah.
They didn't realize.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's brutal. Yep. It's a good point, man. Details, man. Details matter.
Yep, these are very small details that people can get ignore of, but then they're actually very. It sometimes it would be life-changing sometimes.
Yeah, well, again, you never know what can happen from that one job, because someone may be needing your services or something else. Never always think one step ahead. You're doing a work for a client or an event, but someone else there may need you for something else, totally separate. So always be kind of prepared for that kind of encounter, dress appropriately, you know what I mean? Just basic things, but just assume that you may have another opportunity coming your way, because, it's a small world out there sometimes. And
yes,
people need photos, man.
Yes.
And if they see you being professional and courteous and all those details that, that really matter, then you may get hired.
It's basically another way of marketing yourself, right?
It's marketing, man. It's you. We all work on word of mouth, right? Who's Evans? Who's David? Who's Paul? It's all word of mouth.
Yep.
If they say Paul's a slob, they're not going to hire me. But they say, oh no, Paul's great. Okay, maybe I'll call him.
Yes. This is also relating back to when I mentioned that performance art and also visual art or something like photography is very similar. Is that our field of career, it takes a very similar approach when it comes to something like marketing and stuff, because this is, you dress what you pay for. If it's exact same as in, for example, if you're performing, and also like you're taking photos of people. It's very
exactly.
very interesting. Oh, also, I think your camera's off.
Yeah, no, I know, because my phone's dying, so I had to get my charger.
Oh no!
The wonders of technology.
Oh no!
So I think I'm good.
Oh,
I'm back.
hey, you're back.
I'm back. No, it's a good tip, man. I dig it. Interesting conversation. Do you have any advice for people out there that want to start off, or?
I say also a very young man. Young. It's tough at the moment. I would say if you're, for example, if you're trying to get into film or something, but I would say try with a beginner camera. There's no shame of getting a beginner camera and start shooting by yourself, or using a phone per se, of shooting using a phone. There's no shame of that, using just a phone or something, or a beginner camera and taking photos. It's fun. If you like taking pictures, your hobby, then do it. Don't be discouraged by some of the crowds, such as some of the people that I met, for example, because I also do a lot of business with buying and selling cameras. I have met a lot of people who will be judging you based on what you're shooting, what you use for shooting. Don't get discouraged by those people.
No way, man.
Shoot what you like.
Absolutely. That's a great point to tip off, because got rid of my phone. So thanks, David, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate that. Make sure you go follow David on Instagram. The link is in the description. And Evans, final thoughts? You're on mute,
yeah,
Evans.
it's been a nice conversation. Thank you, David, for coming on. The whole thing is this: get out there, practice, right? Nobody ever perfect anything without practice. So
yes,
there's always opportunities to practice. Go to Canada Day is coming, right? There's going to be concerts all across the country, all across the cities. Everybody's having Canada Day opportunities. Some of these things are opportunities for you to practice live concert situations, right? Just don't look at it that I'm waiting for that perfect opportunity to have a concert in a studio or in a theater or something like that. Concerts are happening every day on the streets everywhere. You can use those things as practice platforms to craft your craft, right? Go ahead, practice, get involved, keep practicing. Every small opportunity. Sometimes you can even do it for free, and keep sharpening up your skills.
Yeah, and if the promoter likes it, and they would just pay you and then ask you to hire you. That's how I started with Western. So take what you like.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great way to end off. Thanks so much, David, for joining us, and we'll see you next week for something else. Have a great evening.
Have a great evening, everybody.
Hopefully my laptop's working next week. We shall see. Have a great evening.
Great. Have a great evening. Thank you so much.